Hello again guys, it's Obito here, back with another video. So guys, this is what if Naruto's the God's Destruction Part 2. Let's get straight into the video. So we started the Hidden Leaf villages, they're preparing for war as the other villages are wanting to gang up on Konoha. But Konoha manages to get the Sand village on its side, it manages to get Kiri on its side, still like offer protection and everything, so they managed like to get two nations on their side to balance out the fact. But the fact is, Kumo is too Jinjuriki, Iwa also is too Jinjuriki, so it's still troublesome for them. So we go back to Naruto, as Naruto is on the Dragon Ball Earth, as he's like talking to Goku, Vegeta, Krillin, all the Z fighters were like there. So at this point Naruto is like pretty seriously strong, as like like the yellow hair from like Super Saiyan 3 is like his base form, like the hair it's just like his base form, but the color differentiates like when he powers up. So Naruto then thinks of like taking Goku and Vegeta to go and train them to become the protectors of Universe 7, just in case like threats like Frieza and other threats might come. So Naruto, Whis, Goku and Vegeta then go to Naruto's planet, which is used to be Beerus' planet, but now Naruto's planet. So as they arrive on Naruto's planet, Naruto then tells Whis to help them attain God Key, but before you make them attain God Key, train them to the point of exhaustion. So Whis then begins to train. Sorry about the pause, guys. So as Whis begins to train them to the point of sorry about the pause, guys. I'm just being disturbed. So as Whis begins to train Goku and Vegeta, as you guys like know the angel rule that the angels are not supposed to use like 100% of their full power. So Whis is currently like 25% training Goku and Vegeta. So Whis practically told Goku and Vegeta not to use the Super Saiyan, like to first work on their base strength. So as they're working on their base strength, they start acquiring muscle and gaining endurance and everything. So after about estimately 6 months of training with no Super Saiyan, they've now attained like the perfect bodies, like this one right here for muscle wise, like Super Saiyan 3, like the bulk wise. So as their training now progresses to 1 year, at the end of 1 year, Naruto then tells Whis, to introduce them to God Key. So they practically go into Whis' stuff, and then they now spend another 2 years training there. So practically in Whis stuff is like the hyperbolic time chamber. A month in there is like a month on the outside is like 2 years on the inside. So their training is gonna like multiply drastically. So Whis begins to train Goku and Vegeta, then acquire like the Super Saiyan God transformation. Once they acquire the Super Saiyan God transformation, they practically did not use the same ritual, as yeah, they didn't use that. So as their training proceeds, Goku begins to feel like a certain power which is inside of him. As he then stops Vegeta and asks Whis what's this power which is bubbling inside of him? Is it like wants to be freed? So Whis is then curious by this, and then she tells Goku to power up. So as Goku begins to power up, he then turns into this form. So this is the form Goku ends up in. As like those are the same limiter marks, like if you get rid of all the same limiter marks, you practically become like the Omni King. You're limitless. So as Vegeta, who is currently shocked by this transformation, he then asks Whis what this is. So Whis then say this is beyond mastered Ultra Instinct, but how is this possible since Goku did not activate Ultra Instinct? But Goku then recalls something which happened, during the Cell games, as as he was like fighting Cell. He like unknowingly began dodging Cell's punches, and Cell couldn't land any blows, so Goku was doing this unconsciously. Which then sizes this as he's like very happy that Goku has attained beyond mastered Ultra Instinct, as he now has acquired the same limiter marks. So Whis then explains to Goku that if you continue your training, you'll be able to remove the same limiter marks which inhibit your power. So Goku is then curious by this. He then begins to power up even more, as the same limiter marks which are on his hands and stomach begin to go away, but it leaves the one which are on his chest. So as Goku continues to power up, the same limiter marks begin to vanish, as it then leaves the one which was on his face. So the one is like on his forehead is like a V, like the Grand Zeno one. But yeah. So Whis is then shocked by this tremendous power, as it is almost the same as his, but on a holding back level. So Vegeta, who is really angry at this, begins to power up. So as Vegeta powers up, at this point Vegeta, I think he still has his tail, as he then goes like into Super Saiyan 4 Blue at most. So Vegeta practically could not attain Goku's form yet, but he will attain it soon enough. So as the 5-year training for them, which is like only 5 months in the outside world, comes to an end, they come out of the God Key chamber, pretty much buff as ever and full of power. So then practically then go back to Earth, as go as nothing and said, I'll call you when I need you. And you can also ask Whis if you want training. So Naruto and Whis then decides to go back to the Naruto world, as Naruto like has mastered all his techniques and everything, but Naruto hasn't sold his full power to anyone. So currently Naruto and Whis are heading back to Naruto's world. So at Naruto's world, the war is like at a stalemate right now. No one is fighting anyone. It's just like waiting for someone to make the first move. So a huge power burst then appears, like in the villages. People then sense the malice coming from it. It's only one thing. It's the Ninetales. So people immediately start to run, as people like Jiraiya, Tsunade, Minato, Kushina, they hop out, going like to try and subdue the Ninetales and seal it into Men Magneto. So as they're rushing to the gates, they then see Naruto and Whis like floating, as they're shocked by this, as they like see the halo that Whis has, and then she's like, is that an angel or something? But they then like dismiss it, she doesn't have wings or anything. So Naruto then floats down, is like when his foot touches the ground, the ground shatters, that the power is exhibiting. So Naruto, then chooses to power down back to base form, as he just has like the long Super Saiyan 3 hair. So Naruto is then approached by Minato, as recognizes him and says, Naruto, is that you? I demand you to come back to the village. Naruto then says, foolish mortal, how dare you demand things from a god? Minato is then shocked by this, throws a flying Raijin kunai at Naruto. Naruto then lifts up his hand and he mutters one word, Hakai. So the kunai is instinctively erased from existence. Minato is shocked by this. Ha! Where'd my kunai go? You demon! Where'd you take my kunai? Huh? You still call me a demon, huh? So Naruto then begins to power up. As he is powering up, Whis then taps Naruto and says, my lord, you're not supposed to exhibit your true power, or you end up destroying the planet. Naruto says, oh, sorry, Whis. As he then powers back down, and Naruto then grins by this, ha ha ha, you got a threshold, ha 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 ha. So Kushina like suddenly like drops down as like a pang in her head, and she starts getting back memories of things that happened like from the Ninetales attack to Naruto's birth. So Kushina starts crying down like on the floor, that full cry, and she's like crying because she receives like the memories of how she neglected Naruto, how she beat him up and everything. Flashback to after like the birth, Minato and Jiraiya then made a seal, then went and sealed like Kushina's memories on Naruto, so that she doesn't remember anything about him, just treats him like trash, as they wanted to use him as their weapon and keeping Man Minato as their proper children. So Minato, then shocked by this, is Kushina then looks at him with anger in her eyes as she sends like chains after him. Man Mito, shocked by this, he said, "Mom, what are you doing?" Is Kushina then like runs through hands as she then like touches the head of both Man Mito as they like drop down and start clenching their head as their mind is flooded with memories. So Minato at this point, it looks like it looks like she's broken the seal, but how? So Minato then starts to panic as Jiraiya is also there. So Jiraiya then runs to Hansu's, attempting to seal back their memories again, but it doesn't work. As Naruto then matters one at Hakai, as he then like removes the seals which are branded on them. So at this point, Kushina men might need to like recollect all the memories of how they treated Naruto bad. So Kushina then starts to cry and she begs Naruto to forgive her, but Naruto then says no. You knew that you had a seal on you, a memory seal, but you still chose to neglect me. As for you, my two siblings, I'm very ashamed for you to be my siblings, Naruto says with a voice which is really angry. So Naruto then, overhears like the fact that there's a war going on, but it's still a stalemate. So Naruto then takes this as an opportunity to, to rule the world as he like begins to, prepare his plan. Sorry for the pause, guys. So Naruto begins like planning, wanting like his number one goal was like to bring peace to the Shinobi nations before being like the god of distraction. So Naruto then takes this opportunity as he has the power, to come and settle down this planet. So Naruto immediately, teleports him and Whis and goes and gets Goku and Vegeta. So as he then pulls up with Goku and Vegeta, then like sends them to like different villages, like to exhibit their power, and everyone like dares to fight them, they'll get erased. So Goku and Vegeta like do this with no problem as they like learn like discipline and everything. So they really do not argue with Naruto. What he says goes. So they practically go around, conquering all the hidden villages, as the villages are under like one rule, Naruto. So like practically the hidden village is really stubborn at this point, is it doesn't want like to follow Naruto's rule. So Naruto, then goes to hidden leaf villages, it then like goes into the air like the thing which Pain did. But instead of like doing what Pain did, he then mutters Hakai wave. As the wave, goes around destroying people, it doesn't kill people, but it destroys like half of the entire village living and only another half of like undamaged things. So at this point, the hidden village then sees like they're completely weak and useless at this point. So they then decide to surrender. So guys, I'm gonna end this video. Hope you like it. I'm gonna continue my other what ifs. I'm gonna be dropping What If Naruto as the Winter Soldier tomorrow and some other good what ifs, guys. Thank you. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for all the support. Cheers.